What's up, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Revive Outdoors. If this is your first time on the channel, just wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by. If you are returning to our channel, thanks for coming back. In today's episode, as you saw titled, this, in my opinion, is the best muzzleloader for hunting. And the main reason is it's easy to clean and it has the Firestick technology in it. So this is the Traditions Nitrofire. It's a 50 cal muzzleloader, and it is not, just to be clear, it's not legal in all states. So you want to make sure that you check the regulations. I know that on Traditions website they have states that are legal, states that are kind of on the not really sure line, and then states that they have no clarification on whatsoever. I'm in Alabama, and Alabama has no current clarification on if you can use this or not. However, there's about 25 other states that it is approved in, so that is a great thing. I am getting ready here in a couple of weeks to head to Kansas for an early season muzzleloader hunt. I drew a tag after 3 years of applying, and I'm excited to go out there and hopefully tag a really big buck. I have some high hopes out there in Kansas and really expecting to get hopefully what is my biggest buck to date, but you just never know. Deer got to play the game just like you do and hope we come out on the right end. But in today's episode, I'm going to go through the breakdown of this muzzleloader here. Tell you about the technology that we're using, the tripod we're using, all the things that we're using, and hopefully help you make a decision if you're looking to purchase one. Hopefully help you make that decision if you want to do so or not. And then also, if there's any of these things that are around me that you're looking to purchase, provide those to you as well. So we'll have links in the description. Some things we have discount codes, some things we do not. On the Warrior tripod, I have a video specifically for that. They just upgraded our discount code from like getting a free t-shirt to a 10% off discount code. So all caps Revive, that is the best tripod for hunting, shooting that I have seen. On this, I have the Chief head, and then on top of that, it's the Hero kind of clamp grip, so you can put other guns on it that don't have the ability to put an arca plate, and then you also have that clamp. So if you're wanting to just clamp in guns, you can clamp them in, but then you can also put in like crossbows and different weapons for that. But in today's episode, what I'm going to do is we're at a 50-yard range right now. I'm going to shoot 3 shots at 50 yards. I'm going to go to the 100-yard range, shoot 3 shots, just see how well this Nitrofire performs. There is a link to an article that I'll include in the description as well. It talks about some different ammos that were tested in this gun, and so I'll make sure to include that article because that's where I chose what Firestick grain I'm going to use and then what ammo I'm going to use, and then primers are somewhat pretty much just primers. But everything that you have here, I've already talked about the Warrior tripod. I have the Caldwell lead sled, really nice addition to shooting, especially if you are not familiar with our channel. I have nerve damage in my neck from the military and in my back. So when I'm shooting over and over, it starts to pull all through that, and it'll pinch my nerve, usually not the day of, usually a day or two after when it's all starting to get all sore. So having this lead sled is nice. We added the bag to it. You can put sand in it. It's a little bit more malleable, I guess is the right word. But I put a bunch of dirt in it because there's some dirt here at the range that I could throw in it and real easy and weigh it down. And then over here, I have the chronograph from Caldwell. It's their latest edition. It's a very affordable setup, and it comes in a complete package to measure your velocity that you're shooting out of the gun, so then you can put that into your ballistics calculator. That is extremely important when you're wanting to dial in your numbers and your zero on your gun. When you have that ability to put that feet per second in your calculations for your ballistics calculator, it then tells you what your drop is going to be at different yardage for that gun setup. I use that in my 224 Valkyrie. I used a chronograph to measure the velocity coming out of the gun on that, and I have shot coyotes up to 550 yards, and I have yet, keep my fingers crossed, missed anything with that 224 Valkyrie. So make sure you're dialing in your setup, make sure you're doing a good job with the details. Super cheap accessory to add to your range days to make sure that you're on point. You can connect via Bluetooth. It has a little app that is tied to that chronograph. So it's a really cool setup. So again, I'll put links in that. And then talking about the ammo that I have here, this is the Federal bore lock 50 cal ammo, and it's 270 grain. The reason I chose this, simple, because I read the article and I saw it had the best grouping. So we're going to put it to the test and see. I've got some other ammo that if I'm not liking this, I might try it. And then the Firestick, I went with the highest grain Firestick in the 120 grain. What I love about the Firestick technology is it can't be messed up by moisture. I had a hunt back in, I think 2019 is what it was, and I had a CVA muzzleloader. It has nothing to do with CVA, but that's just my other muzzleloader I use if I'm hunting a state that the nitrofire is not legal. But you put these little black powder pellets in here, and risk is that you can crunch the pellets when you're putting the bullet in, but then also moisture build up. So it was a really hot, humid day, lots of rain, and went to shoot, and I pulled the trigger, and 140 inch 8-point, one of the bigger deer I've seen in my life, as a 8-point, and it delayed the fire, and so I kind of like come off the gun to look at it, and it shoots. And so that was my first experience with the muzzleloader and moisture issues. So when I heard about the Firestick, it came out in 2020, the very next year, I immediately bought it so I could hunt with it, and have loved it ever since. I've been able to take some one really nice buck with it, and have really loved it. But the reason I think it is the best rifle, or the best muzzleloader for hunting, is because of that moisture technology, or moisture proof technology, waterproof technology in that Firestick. All you got to do, it's got, you know, the safety built in. You got the hammer that you cock back, the safety on the trigger, but then you also have the safety in that Firestick has to go in, that primer has to go in. So you got multiple levels of safety when it comes to the gun, but the Firestick being moisture proof is a big thing for me. I've got the 209 primers there, just make it go boom, and ignite it in the beginning. Nothing special really to those, but I'll put links for all of this. I'll put everything that I can find should be on Shill's website. Shill's does donate back to our nonprofit, so we're really grateful for them, as well as pretty much every other company that we have on our channel will donate back to our nonprofit in some way when you make a purchase through their website. So you going on and using those links is a huge blessing to us and our nonprofit as we teach adults how to hunt. But what I'm going to do now is get set up for the shooting. If you have any questions as we go throughout the video, please let us know. Put them in the comments. It's not only going to answer it for you, but anybody who has the same question behind you. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. I know it sounds simple, but it helps us out a ton because it sees that you like this content, you're coming to it. YouTube is going to put the same content in front of the same type of people as you for them to see it as well. So just really grateful for everybody who supported us so far. As of today, we are just over 7,000 subscribers, and never thought that when I put up a first couple of videos just to help some people that it would turn into this. But it's been awesome to meet so many people around the country and around the world through Revive Outdoors, and doing this content for y'all. And it's been really cool to get out and go hunt with people. But everything that comes into the nonprofit, it doesn't go to pay for any of my hunts, any of my special things that I go and do outside of the nonprofit. That's all funded by my real estate ventures and everything that I do for investing wise and making money outside of this. So just so you know, when you support us, it's going to direct to the cause, and it's really a big blessing for us. And we hope one day to purchase our own land, and you play a part in that. So thank you for that. But we're going to go ahead and get started shooting away. And that way I can get this thing ready to go for Kansas early muzzleloader season. Hopefully it'll help you get ready for your season coming up. Big thing is, after every time you shoot it, clean it. I've got all the cleaning products. You'll see I got the wire like bronze brush. I got the nylon brush. You want to get some cleaning pads, that orange solvent that they make. It's the easiest weapon you'll probably ever clean. You take out a little Allen screw underneath the hand grip, comes apart, shove the rod back and forth through it a couple times with each brush, and then clean it up. Really easy to clean, but make sure you do that after each one so it doesn't build up any junk in it between, you know, the time you go to shoot at the range and the time that you go to hunt with it. That way it's ready. So you get one shot on whatever steps out in front of you when you're hunting. So you want to make sure it's ready to go. But okay, let's finally go to shooting. All right, as I get ready to take my first shot here, I want to show you just how easy it is to load this. So if you're out in the field, what I always do is I always leave this T-handle on here, so I never lose it, and I always have it ready. If you are hunting, I would suggest just go ahead and have this assembled and in a backpack in case you have to take a follow-up shot. You wouldn't want to have to be, rushed and in the moment trying to take a follow-up shot, trying to reload this thing to take one, and it end up taking you a while. So you're just gonna assemble this rod. So you pull it out, put the T-handle on it, and then you're gonna unscrew that and then flip it around. And this is what's gonna push your bullet down the barrel there. And so you're gonna take your bullet, and you wanna just make sure, again, that you already have the gun clear. So completely clear, there's no bullet in it, safety's on, hammer is not back. And then you want to close it back, and then you want to just take it and put it down, and you want to kind of put that bullet where it's kind of sitting in there just with your hand pressure, nice and straight, so you're not going to push it sideways. And then you can use this rod, or you can use what's called like a bullet starter, I believe is what it's called, something along those lines, but it's a shorter handle that you can start this with. If you are starting the bullet, I would recommend being down here on it versus trying to push from up top, because what you're going to do is you're going to end up breaking your rod. That is from experience with my other muzzleloader, but you can see this goes in nice and easy and smooth, and then you're just going to push it down the barrel all the way until you feel it stop. Make sure you got it seated really good, but just don't put too much crazy pressure on it. And then it is ready to have the fire stick go in it. So you're going to just pull this out. You're going to put the fire stick in, and then you can close it, and it's still safe. Even if you pull this hammer back and pulled that trigger, it's still not going to go boom because the primer is not in it. So the next thing that you're going to do is, which you would do this while you're, loading it in most cases, and then is go ahead and put this primer in. So you just put this primer in here in the back. And then you just close it up. A lot of people, when they're hunting with the muzzleloader, especially this one, Nitrofire, because it has a safety right here, will go ahead and have the hammer cocked back at all times. For me, it's going to be very situational, just from a safety standpoint. I don't want to forget something, or that safety fail and that hammer's back. It's really easy to release the hammer. If you just pull the trigger while you're holding the pressure back, you can put that hammer right back in, release it, and then put the gun right back on safe. For me, in the moment, to click that back is not a big deal, but if you were in really close quarters and could potentially have a buck that's coming out on you, or a deer that's coming out on you in close quarters, this noise right here, that small little click, and it's even when you are in the moment, it's even, maybe a little louder. So listen here. So that could be kind of loud for a deer. So if you want to go ahead and leave that cock back so you don't have to worry about any noise, you can do that. But what I will do personally is probably always leave that hammer forward until it's time to shoot, and then cock it back in the moment. So I've got the chronograph set up out here. It's right out in front of me. So the big thing is that you're firing through the center. So I just want to make sure that I'm firing through the center here. And it's about 10 to 15 feet out in front of you. So that's how you do it. I will connect the app to my phone off video and show you how that works. But we'll go ahead and put some shots down range first. I'll do the first two on video, and then I'll move with the third shot, and I'll pull the app so you can see the ballistics on it, and so you can see the feet per second on it, the velocity on it, and know what it's shooting with that chart connected. Okay, I got my eyes and ears on, and what I'm going to do now is just take the shot. I'm going to do two back to back, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do three and shoot all three for you, and I'll just call the feet per second out loud in the video as it shows and displays on the chronograph there. So 2162 is what it's reading. 2131. So let's go take a look at it. So I went down to the target and took a picture. That way I could upload it into this SubMOA app. This is a really handy app if you are looking one to quickly take a picture and make measurements and get your scope dialed in. So this first part that you're going to do is just going to measure 1 inch on the target. So actually in that picture, and then confirm that it is 1 inch. You're going to hit your center of target here, and then you're going to hit your 3 impact points. Once you hit the 3 impact points, it's going to give you your measurements. You just hit the little sticky note icon, and it's going to pop up here your MOA. So it's going to show that I need to adjust it a 1/2 inch left and a couple inches high is where it's hitting. So I just need to make those adjustments, and then you can save this particular shooting group under whatever note you want to save it under. Once you have that, I'm going to move over to my Pulsar Ballistics app. I got my average of my 3 shots and my feet per second uploaded into this Stream Vision Ballistic app, and was able to get my bullet drop, as you can see here on this chart. But really 2 handy apps that come into play a lot when you're shooting. Now I have moved out to the 100-yard, 200-yard range, and so I'm going to put it on paper at 100 yards, see if I got it sighted in yet or get it close. I adjusted my windage just a couple clicks to the right, like I told you that I would already, and then gonna shoot 3 rounds at 100 and then make my adjustments, probably shoot a confirmation round, and then I'll shoot at 200. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to help. I went ahead and put everything into my ballistics calculator. I averaged out my feet per second. It was 2146. I don't believe I showed that in the video or spoke it out loud in the video, but after you calculated it in that last, the average ended up being 2,146 feet per second. Put that in my ballistics calculator with the bullet data and was able to calculate that, as you can see here in the video. But yeah, I'm excited to shoot it and see what it does. I just finished sighting in at 100 yards. I very happy with what I have set up here. I'm gonna sight it in or make sure it's on target once I get to Kansas here in a couple of weeks, and then go ahead and make sure it's ready to go for a hunt. So again, after each use, make sure you clean it. So I'm about to break it down and clean it real quick and then get on out of here. But if you have any questions, let us know. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next episode.